This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys, quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. Goals. I just love goals. Well, sometimes I hate goals, but then I love them again. Because when we set goals, we can reach them. But often, we set goals and proceed blindly ahead, assuming that the goal is a good one. And then there we are, standing at the International Bubblegum Blowing Championship, blowing our little hearts out. And suddenly we realize that the bubble we've blown is so big that if it pops, it just might destroy our entire outfit, not to mention that Gucci haircut that means so much to us. Becoming number one in bubblegum? Probably not the right goal. We should have seen that coming. So, how do we nip bad goals in the bud? How do we tell if a goal is worth pursuing before we start pursuing it? One of my earliest professional mentors and friends, Joseph Yeager of Linguistex, taught me a perfect framework. It's spring, and Bernice is setting her goals. Let's find out how Joe's framework can help. Bernice is feeling romantic. As owner of the Green Growing Things plant store, she's decided to create a massive Death Star out of solid flowers, roses to the core like Jeff Koons' flower poodle. This isn't for her, of course. It's for her fiancé, Melvin. Melvin's a big nerd, so she wanted to make it a big Death Star, one that would cover the entire roof of Green Growing Things. The first element of Joe's model is asking the question, is it real? Are you meeting the real goal? When you're deciding to set a new goal, ask yourself if the goal that you've stated is the actual thing you want to achieve. When people say they want $1 million, the goal is rarely actually $1 million. The real goal is the one that's hidden behind. They want to be secure, or maybe they want to be surrounded by beautiful people, or beautiful things, or platinum. Lots and lots of platinum. Ask yourself, what do I hope this goal will achieve? And make sure the goal that you're setting is actually the right one. Bernice asked herself if her real goal was building a Death Star flower. Of course it was. Her nerdy schmoopy Melvin would love nothing more than something she made from one of his favorite movies. But wait, the goal isn't actually building a Death Star flower of solid roses. The goal seems to be making something handmade for Melvin. And upon reflection, Bernice realizes that is the real goal, something handmade for Melvin. Fortunately, her original vision of the plant store-sized Death Star, made of petunias, will be handmade. She passes the is it real test with flying colors. Well, at least the color black, because the Death Star is black. The second question to ask is, will you win if you actually reach your goal? Win can mean different things to different people. Will you personally win, whatever that means to you? Take revenge, for example. People just love revenge. They get screwed over by their boss, so they plot a multi-year course of revenge that ends in sordid blackmail photos being emailed to every major news station in America. But you know what? Once they're watching the sordid naked clown video on the evening news, they don't really feel better. They were still screwed over by their boss, and now they screwed someone else over too. Nobody wins. Bernice imagined completing the Death Star. Would she win if she reaches the goal? Well, it occurred to her that it's a pretty big bouquet. Really big. On a hunch, she idly mentioned it to a contractor friend who just burst out laughing. He'd seen this one before. Apparently store-sized petunia Death Stars are a thing, and assured her that the roof would indeed collapse under the weight. And as for the environmental effect of 55,324 rotting roses, don't even think about it. Remember the Kansas City incident, he told her with a shudder and a haunted look in his eyes. Never forget. Bernice nodded with a serious expression as if she had the slightest clue what he was talking about. But she resolved to Google the tragic event as soon as she got home. The will you win question led her to redesign her Death Star. She made it smaller, and she substituted daisies for petunias. And she made it hollow so the roof would support the weight. Now she knows it will meet her real need, and she knows she'll win if she gets it. So it's time to pull the construction permits and start constructing. This brings us to the last of Joe's questions. Is your goal worth it? Goals have a cost. Sometimes we can reduce the cost, sometimes not. If you want to be a surgeon in real life, you need to do 16 years of medical school or be Dexter. Being Dexter is problematic in real life, so that leaves medical school. You need to decide if the surgeon path is worth traveling. And as for you, so for Bernice. Is the Death Star flower really worth it? Bernice really wanted it to be on the roof, but if the contractor said that permits would take too long for her to even finish the star before Melvin's birthday, the star wouldn't be done on time. Melvin wouldn't get his present, and Bernice wouldn't get to make him happy. The work would all be for naught. It wouldn't be worth it to go that far. Bernice came up with a brilliant plan. She would make the Death Star flower a little smaller still, and she would make it inside the greenhouse. That way, she and Melvin could actually go inside the Death Star flower and eat Oreo ice cream cake. Perfect. A month later, Bernice led Melvin blindfolded to the greenhouse. The whole greenhouse was lit up red, and inside was a giant ball of pure black roses. When Bernice removed Melvin's blindfold, he yelped for joy and gave her the biggest hug ever. They walked into the Death Star flower hand in hand and ate Oreo ice cream cake to their heart's content. Bernice decided it was definitely worth it. If you want some extra tips on how to make sure your goals are worth it, check out the Get It Done Guy article that is linked to in this episode's transcript. Next time you have a big goal, use Joseph Yeager's framework. Ask yourself, is this really my real goal? What am I trying to achieve with it? Will this goal reach my real desires? Will I totally win if I get it? And is it worth the work that it takes to get the goal? You may be surprised what you find, and the result might be a happier ending. This is Steve Robbins. Follow Get It Done Guy on Twitter and Facebook. I run webinars and programs to help people be extraordinarily productive and build extraordinary lives. If you want to know more, visit steverobbins.com. That's SteverRobbins.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.